Hi guys, so it's Jips here again, and the app we are going to be using for this tutorial is called PixelLab, which is this, and this is what the icon looks like, PixelLab. And also we are going to be using the app called ZA Achiever. I'll tell you what we use that for as we proceed with the tutorial. So now let's dive into the Pixel app. So now this is the interface of the Pixel app, and when you want to start a design, the first thing you have to look out for is the size of the image or the flyer or the poster you want to create. For Instagram, I always suggest that you use a square size image. You already have a custom square size image already, which is an aspect ratio of 1:1. Ideally, when I'm designing on Photoshop, I always use 3005 by 3005 or 4005 by 4005, but here you can still work with 1280 by 1280 since it is a square size. And I'll tell you how to also design using a portrait size also, and not just a square size. So let's quickly have a run through on the tools you can use on this app. So firstly, you have where you have this three circles intersected with each other, and here that's where you have some templates which you can use for your designs, but I'd like to teach you guys on how to use default. So this is where you have your default, right? And then the next one here where you have the A sign is where you have your text and your code, and you can click on your text and it helps you to write a text. When you have your text pop up here, you can double click your text and it shows you where you can insert whatever you want to write. And then when you insert, you click on done and okay, and there it is. And then you can drag to any part of the page where you want it to be. And if you go down a little bit on your right hand side where you have the tools, you see where you have size. You can increase your size and you can decrease your size, so any size you want it to be. After that, if you scroll down a little bit, we have where you can change your color. Sorry, the text is too small. You have where you can change your colors, and when you swipe left, you have a lot of colors to choose from. And then when you want to choose a color, you just click, and that is it. And for you to note, right, when you are in this section of colors and you want to pick a color whereby it's not visible on your color palette here, all you have to do is just click the plus, and then you have the all colors to choose from. You just play around with any color you see, and then you choose your desired color from the color palette on which color you want to use for your design. And when you are done, you just click on OK, and here it is. And if you scroll back, you see it's already added to the first selection in your color palette. So outside that, we have opacity. What you use your opacity for is, you have, let's say you have a text or you have an image on your upper layer, and then you want something underneath it to show a little bit. You understand? Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. Let me add up another text that says, let's just say bring. Okay, and okay, and then let's increase the font size here. So as you can see, this is already totally on top of the flyer. Now when you have your text on top of here, this is what the opacity does. Just reduce the opacity and you can see it start revealing what is underneath the text on top. You understand that now? So that's that for that. Let's take out this one. So still going through the tools bar, we have where you have your font. You know, we're just going to skip texture for now. Rotate is just for you to rotate your text or your image to a certain angle that you want it to be. And we have the AB, which is the font. So you have different types of fonts to choose from. If you look, so here in the font, if you look at your left hand side, you can see that you have where the font shows, and when you select each and every font, you see that it changes, and you can select any font you want, and you can also bring in your own font. I'll teach you how to do that in another tutorial. And this is my favorite font, the one I use for my Photoshop. It's called the Futura Black, and so let me just choose that and then we proceed. Okay, and then here we have the font style. This is where you have underline, right? You have italics. You can make your text italics or bold, but let's just go back. Okay, that's undo. And then here we have text background. You enable it, and then you have colors here where you can choose. If you want the background text like a rectangle to be at the back of your text, you want it to be like purple, red for red doesn't show, then black and stuffs. And here you have what you call the align, right? For the align, let me show you what the align does. Let's double click the text. Let's say you have two texts, like one underneath the other. Let's just have this as KKK, and you can see this is the KKK is longer than the flyer. Let's click done. Okay, so this is what the align does. Let's reduce the font size here. Okay, I'll extend. Okay, so now this is what your align does. Align, you have the left align, center and right. So if you click on the center align, this is what you have. It helps you to align the fonts to tally with the one above, and you also have the right align, which takes the font up or the shorter font to the right hand side and helps you align it. That's what your align does. So we have also spacing. So this is what your spacing does. Just watch closely. The more I increase the spacing, the more space it has from the first font and the one below. That's what your spacing does. And this is the upper spacing, like the up and down spacing, and also we have the side to side spacing. So this is what the side to side spacing does. So then we have stroke, like maybe you want to give your font or your image like a border and stuff. So you enable it and you have a color, let's say speak white, so it can be visible for you, and then you increase. So this is what stroke does for you. And moving forward, we have shadow. Enable it also. So for your shadow, as you can see, your shadow color here is black, so you can always increase your shadow. Can you see? Moving your shadow to the right or to the left, up and down. That is what your shadow does for you. You can change the color of your shadow to anything from your color palette. So guys, I think with what I've explained now, we should be able to create a design. And also, lest I forget, we have a section where it's called layers. So then let me just create different text. That's one. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's another one. So you can see this is one. We have 1, 2, 3, and if you guys remember, we wrote the flyer KKK first, and then we have this second and this third. Now where you have this double layer, this is called the double layer. What I just clicked is called the double layer. So if you can see, you have a pop-up here which is called the layer. Now this appears to be that the first one you wrote is the one under, then the text is the second, and this is this. So now let's take out the layer now. For example, we have this, right? And you know we wrote this after we wrote flyer KKK, right? But now it's on top of flyer KKK, and now we want to make flyer KKK above this text that we have here. All you have to do is just come to your layers. In your layers, as you can see the font here, we have it here, which is this. So all you have to do now is take your layer KKK, right? On your left hand side, just drag it up on top of new tilt. And as you can see here, let's take off the layer. As you can see here, the flyer KKK is already on top. So you use that to bring any text or image in front or at the back of whichever you want to be on top or behind. You understand that? And also here we have the plus. The plus is for you to choose your text, current date, stickers, shapes, or images you want to insert from your gallery, or you can draw. If you're a freestyler and you want to draw, it's allowed for you to draw. So let's just say shapes here now. So now when this is the shapes pop up, and you have on your right hand side, you have where you can pick different shapes. Click the drop down here, and then you have square, you have circle, you have different shapes. You have the love, arrows, double-sided arrows. So you have different shapes which you can pick from. So let's just say we have circle. So this is what your circle looks like, right? And then you can change the color of your circle to any color that you want it to be. And also remember, you can also reduce or increase the opacity of your circle, where you have the opacity here, and you can see it reveals what is under your circle. So that's for that. Let's begin to design a flyer since we know the basics of the application already. So let me just start by deleting all of this here. Okay, now, so firstly, we're going to start with a shape because this is just a background. It is assumed that it is null, like let's say it's not active. So that's what it is. So let's start with adding up a shape now. Sorry, that's the layer. So you click on the plus and then shape. So I'm going to be starting with a square shape now. So I'm going to use the square shape to fill up the page. Okay, we have that. So now I'm going to fill in a color for the shape. And now I don't want to use, I can decide to just use, let's say, a plain color, which will work for some people, but I just feel I want to give it a little bit of touch. So I go into the gradient. So now what the gradient does is it gives you like 2 shades of color, 3 shades of color and stuff. So you have styles of gradients here already. But if the one that you want to use is not there, you can just as well click on any one, or you just click your plus. So now let's say I have the blue. Now as you can see, you have 2 shades of the blue already. Like, is this a blue or mint or something? So you have 2 shades already. So this gives you another step ahead. Let's say just kind of stylish, sort of having a plain background. So but I don't want to use this color, so I'll just get to click the plus. And then here, another thing to watch out for, on your left hand side you have like different places where you can see it's going to give you different ways the 2 colors are going to affect each other. Can you guys see? So I'm going to be using the second one here, which is more like an angular kind of gradient. And then I'm going to click this icon here. You can see you have 2 that has like the arrow pointing down. So I'm going to click the one on my left hand side. Then on my right hand side I have the color I want to put inside. So I'm going to click the color. I'm going to go to, let's say, let's use pink. Okay, more like pink. So you can move your sliders here, and okay, we have the pink and this. And then I'm going to select this also on the right hand side, and then bring in, let's say, a lighter pink or purple, which would fit. Okay, I think this is nice. I'm going to change my style to the angular one now, and after that I click OK. So you guys can see what we have on the page now. So you just click OK. So the next thing I want to do now is, let's assume we are creating a flyer for a sales. Let's say you have a sales that you want to run on your page and stuff. So now you can just decide to go to your shape and then shapes, circle. So we have a circle here. Okay, let's just put the circle like here, and white is okay. So for this, right, I can actually decide to make it have a shadow. So I just click this button here after the A button, and then I scroll down, and then we have shadow. You enable it, so you can see it just brings out a shadow already underneath it. Can you see, as I'm increasing the blur radius, is increasing the shadow. Let's just leave it at 15 is fine. Then okay. Then the next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to include a text. Have your text here and double click. Let's say flash sale. Okay, so we have flash sale here, and then I'm going to change my font style to my favorite font, like I told you guys earlier. So I use Futura bold. Okay, and then we are going to align it, because as you can see the sale is just on one side underneath the flash. So I'm going to go to align and center align, and that's it. Then the spacing also, I wanted it to be a little bit closer to each other, so I'm going to reduce it to be closer, and then I bring it on top of here. But as you can see now, because it's on top of your white background, it's definitely not going to show. So I'm going to change my color now to, let's say, black. Black comes out more on white, pops. As you can see, we have flash sale. Okay, so I think this is great. As you can see, we're already going somewhere with our tutorial. So the next thing I want to do now is, I downloaded some images from the internet. There are images we have images called JPEG and PNG. PNGs are the ones that are transparent, that do not have background. So if you want to use stock images on a website, let's say a wristwatch, a trouser, a shirt, you can just go on the internet and click on and search wristwatch.png. You get to have a wristwatch that doesn't have a background and stuff. But if it's JPEG, it's going to have the background, or if you just have an image, you click. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the plus. I'm going to go from my gallery here, and here you can see I already downloaded some images PNG. So firstly, we're going to insert the wristwatch here. So you just click on the mark sign to bring it in. As you can see, it doesn't have a background, so this is it, but it's too big, so I'm going to reduce it now. Okay, let's say we have a wristwatch here, and when I'm going to rotate using the curve here. Okay, wristwatch. Then secondly, I'm going to bring in my jean trouser. Okay, let's go. I'm bringing in the jean here, and then I'm going to do that too for female hair. Okay, I'm going to bring in the hair, and just going to rotate and put the hair like, okay, let's bring the wristwatch here, bring the hair here. Okay, and then from the gallery again, we have let's pick the dress. Okay, okay, now this is not a PNG dress, so let's take this out and bring in another one. I think I downloaded a dress. Okay, I think it's here. Okay, yeah, we have this, and then we have this. So guys, as you can see now, our flyer is already coming to life, as you can see. So you can just switch positions, just play around, switch positions to where you think it's going to make sense the more. And let's put this here, the top here, the hair, the wristwatch, and then okay, as you guys can see, we're deriving, we're going somewhere already. Okay, so, and you know, when you're running sales now, some of you have a kind of discount that you offer people and stuff, so you can decide to include the discounts where you offer people. You come to your plus, go to your shape again, choose your shape. Let's choose something not circle, let's choose this. So we have this, and then I'm going to bring this here, and let's select a color. Let's use yellow. Let's pop the design a little bit more. So just to make it fast, come here, here. Okay, yellow, not orange. Okay, and then we have it here, but you can see it's too big, so we're going to reduce again. Let's see, we'll bring it somewhere here. Okay, bring this here. Shouldn't let it cover the flash sale. Then here we have it. Okay, then we're going to put a text on top of it that says 50% off. So let's say 50%. Okay, I'm going to make it black. And then I'm going to change my font to make it more visible. See, remember guys, when you're selecting your font, it actually shows here on your left hand side, so it makes it easier for you to see what you're doing. So I'm going to have it like this, 50%. Then I'm going to have another font that says of all products, of all products. So let's put the of all, let's put the products under, and then okay, so we have that here. Let's align to the center again, then line spacing again, make it come closer. Okay, then reduce the text size again, and we make the color black. Okay, so this is looking great already. So next, let's change this color and see if we can achieve something much better for the flash sales. Let's try gradient. Okay, yep, exactly my point. So you guys can see, so this is looking more better. So now let's add another shape again, which is going to be a rectangle shape this time, and we're going to make it come under here. So like here, I want you guys to always, not always though, but it's always advisable to differentiate where your contact details is from, where the color, like the color of your contact details, always differentiate from the color of your background so it shows more. So we have this, and then text double, let's say your Instagram handle is at tutorial, and then maybe your digits is plus 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, we have that here, and then I'm going to bring that down now. Then choose the font size, bring it smaller a little bit. Don't forget to change your colors, guys. I hope you guys are following with the class anyways, like with the tutorial. So we have this, and okay, here, so you guys can see, but it's looking a little bit too big, so I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. I don't even think I like this font, it's kind of too bold. So let me change the font again, something not too bold. Okay, I think I like this already. So font size, actually just wait. Okay, I like this now, and then let's say reduce this, just try to place it at the right spot. Okay, and what next? Let's see, what else can we add to our flyer for details? Okay, let's add, let's say, your company name or something, your business name or your brand name. Let's say Ninja Fashion. So some of you like to put maybe like Ninja Fashion Presents, you get, so flash sales and stuff. So we're going to put Ninja Fashion, and then let's have your left hand side, right hand side. Anyway, just play around. That's just the main thing. Just put it anywhere that you feel like, okay, yes, it's going to be good for me and it's not going to look somehow. So let's have it here. I like to centralize most of the time, just keep my stuff clean. Center. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to change my font again to this. Okay, and then one more thing, line spacing, just a little bit close, and then just fit to the center. Okay, so this is it. Nigeria Fashion presents flash sale 50% off all products, and then your contact details. Let's move this shape, like let's make it small a little bit. Okay, so I want to add something else under, so let's make it this way, bring it down. So let's put let's just put, like, let's say a slogan that says, or something that just says don't miss out, a text that says don't miss out. So I need to put don't miss out, and then don't miss out. Okay, and reaches the front side. Okay, and then I like to change my fonts, guys, so I don't know, this is fine. Okay, can have it here this time. Sorry. Okay, guys, so another thing, right, you can always lock your background layer so that when you're touching all other things, it doesn't move around. So just come to your layers here, scroll down to which you want to lock. So we have the background here, and just click the lock, so it locks. So when you touch the background, it doesn't move anywhere again. So you can move any other thing you want to move, so don't miss out. Okay, and then lastly, let's say you have a logo you want to include also, like your logo. So you just go to your gallery and then say, let's pick this children, and then let me just reduce this a little bit. So sometimes you don't have to reduce. If it's a PNG, you don't have to reduce, but if it's a JPEG and you don't want some other places to show, so you just reduce. So let me just reduce this, and then fine. So reduce the size. So this is assuming this is your logo, so we have it here, and then boom. As you can see, you already have a very good flyer for your business as someone who is not a professional graphic designer on your smartphone. So let me include something else. Like, so I have this design I got from the internet. I just typed element.png and then I was able to get a design. So I want to include that design into the design. So I just go to my gallery again and then just insert this from my gallery. So this was what I got from the internet by just typing element design.png. So it gives you that. So you just want to put some kind of other styles into your design now. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, but as you can see now, like, this is the latest layer now, and it is on top every other thing. If it's here, it's going to block every other thing. You're not going to see anything. So what we're going to do now is, now that it's here, let's just say we'll position it here. We're going to go to our layer now again, then take this one, we're going to bring it down to where we want it to be. Let's just put it here first, and then pick it again, bring it down here, and then I want it to be directly on top of the pink layer. So let's go up again and then bring it down to, though you can just use a straight button that says bring front or bring back, but I just like moving my stuffs one at a time. So we have it right here. So as you guys can see, now appears at the back. So you can decide to put it like this. Sorry, just touch the front. That's why I say it's good to lock your layers when you're working. So that's okay. I'm able to select it back. Let me put this very well again. So this, you can see, you can decide to have it here. So I'm going to have one on this side, then copy. You have your copy on the right hand side, so I just copy. So but now you can see it brought it right in front again. So on your right hand side, you can just do take to the back, but now you can see take to the back as taking it back behind the pink layer. So you just come to your layers here again and then bring it on top of the pink. So I'm going to take it, sorry, I just moved the hair again. So just going to put it here this time and take my hair back. Yes, so as you guys can see, we just arrived at a very good flyer for your brand and your business. I just hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you guys find it simple. If you have any questions or anything, you can just drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe on my channel, please. This is going to help me keep growing and dropping more videos and tutorial. And lastly, this is how you save your image. So what you do now is you have the save icon here, so you click on save. You can save as a project when you are not done with your design. Maybe you want to come back and continue, or you just want to save it because you want to get busy or something. So you do save as a project and save. But if you want to save it directly to post, you just come to save as image, and it brings out this part that says image format. So if you are doing JPEG, like now this is a full JPEG image, so you leave it at JPEG, no transparency. But if it's a PNG file, maybe you created a logo and you don't want the background to be there, don't worry, we're going to come to that later. But you just created a logo and you don't want the background to be there, you can just click on PNG, right? So just put here JPEG and then quality custom. Now just put it at, let's say, very high, so it doesn't reduce quality when you start uploading on different platforms and stuff. So then what you do, like, say, is save to your gallery, and then we are done for this tutorial. Saved, your image has been saved, and